Donald Trump's tiny-fingered Truth Social meltdowns have become so commonplace at this point, I think we have grown numb to them. And that was until Gavin Newsom came on the scene, started mocking Trump, imitating his all-cap style, and it's driving MAGA crazy. But it is clearly getting into Donald Trump's head as well. But it is not the only way Newsom is doing so, obviously fighting back with his redistricting effort in California. And all of that is leading to an insane Trump post that we are going to get into. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we can get into how Donald Trump melted down on Truth Social in the latest example of Gavin Newsom dropping and hitting Trump with a knockout blow, I want to start with a bit of context, and it comes from Chris Hayes breaking down all the beautiful Newsom trolling.
California Governor Gavin Newsom and his team have figured out a very entertaining way to deal with Donald Trump at his own rhetorical level. They've got a new social media strategy that is both, I got to say, pretty damn funny and I think extremely effective, mocking the president with a spot-on impression of his very weird communication style. Since Newsom jumped into the ongoing redistricting fight, his official Twitter account has been posting Trump style. Donald is finished. He is no longer hot. First the hand, so tiny. And now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying we can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. Uses the little baby stairs now. Sad. Has all the Trump trademarks, all capital letters, random quotation marks, little parentheticals, complete unhinged absurdity. From just this morning, I thought this was a good one. I hate Kid Rock. GCN. Reference to Trump's infamous I hate Taylor Swift. Another drags the vice president into it. Not even JD Just Dance Vans can save Trump from the disastrous maps war he has started. Not even his eyeliner lines look as pretty as California map lines. He will fail, as he always does. Sad, and I, the peacetime governor of our nation's favorite, will save America once again. Many are now calling me Gavin Christopher Columbus Newsom because of the maps. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Beyond the mockery of Trump's text posts, Newsom has also been posting Trump-style AI-generated images of himself, including this, I think, absolute masterpiece of Newsom deep in a moment of reflection or prayer, flanked by three MAGA icons and the laying of hands, Kid Rock, who he hates, Tucker Carlson, and the angelic spirit of the recently departed Hulk Hogan. Again, a spot-on mockery of Trump, who isn't doing any of this satirically. What has been equally hilarious has been to watch the joke just go soaring over the heads of Trump's sycophants in the media.
For the last week, Gavin Newsom, why am I giving him advice? You have to stop it with the Twitter thing. I don't know where his wife is. If I were his wife, I would say, "What? You are making a fool of yourself. Stop it. Do not let your staff tweet. And if you're doing it yourself, put the phone away and start over. And if you really, he's got a big job as governor of California, but if he wants an even bigger job, he has to be a little bit more serious."
Yes, right. Be more serious. Stop posting exactly like the President of the United States does. Newsom's account responded to that advice, quote, Dana Ding Dong Perino, never heard of her until today, is melting down because of me, Gavin C. Newsom. Fox hate that I am America's most favorite governor. Ratings king, saving America. Trump has lost his step and Fox is losing it because when I type, America now wins. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Again, it is a stark reminder with someone else doing it, of how truly, utterly deranged our current president sounds whenever he communicates. And also how accustomed we've all become to this very, very weird behavior.
Gavin Newsom's press office is on a generational run right now. Brandon and Izzy, the comm staff, are absolutely killing it. I just really don't know how much better this could be. Fox and the rest of the MAGA media are completely oblivious to how much they are being mocked. And clearly Donald Trump is as well, because he's still going to go full force on these posts. And the latest one might have been the most insane distraction yet. And Gavin Newsom immediately shut it down, but I want to take a look. Trump wrote on Truth Social, the museums throughout Washington, but all over our country are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything is discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. We are not going to allow this to happen. And I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities, where tremendous progress has been made. This country cannot be woke because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want people to talk about it, including our museums. And Gavin Newsom hit back, writing, Trump's GOP has already called slavery a workforce development program. Now he is trying to erase it from U.S. history. Now, there's a lot to unpack there, namely the fact that Donald Trump stated that he doesn't know how bad slavery was, seemingly. Also important to note that Trump just kind of gave away the game, as he always does because he doesn't really care, on the reason that he went after Columbia, that he's going after Harvard, after UCLA, after Penn, after Yale. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump's fake cause of standing up against anti-Semitism, which is a real problem in this country, but Donald Trump doesn't give a shit, and neither does the rest of MAGA. They always just use it as a little toy, a little prop to push the rest of their actual bigoted agenda. Donald Trump doesn't care. He wants power, and he wants to rewrite history. Do we not remember how his administration began? By literally rewriting history. That is what the pardoning of 1,500 cop-beating insurrectionists was. It was the rewriting of Donald Trump's first term, trying to give himself a clean slate so he can act like he had some historic mandate, that he was sent from heaven, as he likes to claim. It's just not the case. And now Donald Trump doesn't just want to erase the history of slavery in our country. He wants to erase black Americans altogether. It's really what's underlying Donald Trump's gerrymandering plan. If you think it's just about taking more votes, it is, but it's about who they're taking those votes away from. Historically disenfranchised black and brown voters. That's what Donald Trump is all about. That's what MAGA is all about. That's what Stephen Miller in his ill-fitting suits, his shiny mayonnaise-stained head, his cuck self with his wife with the stupid podcast. I'm sorry to get personal, but it's just how I feel. That's what they're all about. And of course, there's a lot of Texas Democrats hitting back against that. But one of the loudest and one of the best is Jasmine Crockett.
When Republicans clearly have the advantage when it comes to controlling states and having single party control. There's 15 states the Republicans have that to Democrats 4. Is that really enough that it brought national attention when that broad map could hand power to President Trump in the next Congress?
Well, here's the deal. He was going to seek power and seek to take it no matter what. We saw how he attempted to handle things the last time he lost an election. He called down to the governor. This is a guy who does not care about the rule of law whatsoever. So the fact that we're actually fighting back, I think that does matter. When you look at the approval ratings of the Democratic Party, part of that isn't because of our policies, it's because of a lack of fight. So at a very minimum, we are going to have to overperform. We have been overperforming ever since he's been in office, and that is one of the scariest things. They can draw this map whatever way they want to. I have a feeling that they're still not going to get 5 seats out of Texas. I know that is their plan, but the reality is that when you look at somebody like a Henry Cuellar won his seat while Donald Trump won that seat by 7 points. So I know that there are Democrats that know how to overperform even when they draw these maps these ways. They always thought that they were going to have Vicente Gonzalez's seat as well as Henry Cuellar's, and they have beat back the odds. I don't think that they won't necessarily beat back the odds this time. I can tell you that we are finally getting some investments into Texas because of how they are treating us, especially in a state that is a majority minority state, a state in which we have seen how he has handled immigrants. And so I think it is going to be interesting. I think the backlash is going to be even bigger because he decided to do this. And at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about California. You can stop this right now if you just say, hey, we will stop in Texas because California doesn't go into play unless Texas does. It is a trigger. But as it relates to Indiana, he's probably not going to get that one. The state law is probably not going to be very helpful for him in Indiana.
You commend.
We have an opportunity to display something seldom seen in the Democratic Party, and I hate for there to be so much party criticism, but it's needed, so I think it's okay. And that's strength, toughness, fortitude, resilience, grit. I know it sounds like I'm doing a Chevy commercial right now, but it's real. We don't just need to fix our brand. The brand will follow if we do our jobs. And that is not allowing Donald Trump to not just break the law, not just act in the most corrupt and criminal ways, but to take up space. He just takes up space, whether it's in the dialogue, in the courts, in the way that we're setting the table for issues. We need to be doing the same. We need to be fighting a battle on our own terms. That's what Gavin Newsom is doing right now. And he broke it all down right here.
There's been a bit of a debate within the Democratic Party about just how to think about Trump as to whether he's an existential threat to democracy as we know it, or someone who is sort of a very, very bad, but sort of a passing problem in the goal. We just have to survive the next 3.5 years. I take it from how you're acting here that you certainly believe this to be an existential threat. How do we convince more people, and particularly because I think one of the arguments you're going to have to make, and all of us will have to make in the course of trying to get this passed, is you're going to have a lot of well-meaning Democrats who do not like Trump, but worry about the idea that we're getting in the mud with them, that we're speeding up the end of democracy. So what's sort of the best argument to those people?
He's going to roll it over. Look, if we roll over, it's over. Over and out. There's no independent redistricting nationwide if he rigs the 2026 election before one vote is cast. There's no 250th anniversary of We the People in the enduring the best of Roman Republic and Greek democracy. We're not going to be out there celebrating that. There's no rule of law. It's the rule of dawn. The extortion racket he's running, capitalism. I remember, I'm old enough to remember my Republican friends supporting free enterprise. I think it was Churchill said, a healthy horse pulling a sturdy wagon. I'm a small business person. I'm proud to have created 1,000 jobs myself. This is crony capitalism. Corruption at a level we've never seen in our life. This is sick. This is real, guys. He's an invasive species. This is not about parties. This is about power. I'll say it again. It's about the rule of dawn. They sent me a 2028 Trump hat. That wasn't just to own the lib. It wasn't just to have fun. They mean it. He means it. I sat there 90 minutes, Dan, 90 minutes. I worked with Donald Trump 1.0. No Democratic governor worked more closely with him. No one communicated more. Just an objective fact during COVID. He's different. I spent 90 minutes with him. I was the first Democratic governor to visit him in the White House after the fires in LA. Try to have an open hand, not a closed fist. You can't work with him.
That's what I'm talking about. Take back the narrative. Take back the fight. Be on your toes, not on your heels. I know it sounds cliche, but just go after them. They are ill-prepared. They are scared. They are desperate to talk about anything else other than their failures or their agenda, which is all there is to talk about. It's why they're bringing up Sydney Sweeney and Vikings cheerleaders in the NFL. They want to fight culture wars so you don't pay attention to the class war. That is what is always going on. It's more blatant than ever as they cover up for Donald Trump's buddy Jeffrey Epstein and all the buddies who committed crimes around them. By the way, wealthy and well-connected people. That's who they are always covering for. We got to call it out. We're gonna on this show. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.